Lesson I want to teach you. If you have a dime, save a nickel. Save a nickel. You're independent. You don't have to depend on anyone else, because when you have money, you can talk big. Save your money. This is one of Bessie Smith's favorites. Once I lived the life of a millionaire, spending my money and I didn't care, taking my friends out, having a good time, buying bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Oh, but when my money began to fall so low, I didn't have a friend, and I couldn't go. If I ever get my hands on $1 again, I'm gonna squeeze it and squeeze it until that eagle grins. 'Cause nobody knows you. Listen to these words. When you're down and out, in your pocket, not one penny, and friends, you haven't any. But as soon as you get on your feet, many friends you chance to meet. It's strange to say, without a doubt,
hit the like button, everybody. What's good?
Nobody knows you
when you're down and out.
When you're down and out. They don't know you when you're down and out. No, nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny, and friends, you haven't any. I ever get my hands on $1 again, and I happen to run across a few of my supposed to be friends.
Yes, it is a lemon.
I've learned my lesson.
How you doing, new people? Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Found out that nobody knows you. Nobody needs you. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Thank you.
Nobody knows you when you're down and out. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing this late night? What's going on? This is Octavius Prime, your host here. We're just going to talk about some of the things that's been developing in the collapsing beef and black sector. Like I told you, it's collapsing. It's falling apart. You know, a lot of people don't see it, but it's happening right before your eyes. Right before your eyes. So let me just see who's here. Why the Lemon is homeless. It's a guy that's called Lemon. His mom kicked him out because he was drinking a lot. And I think she's like a nurse or something like that, or a nurse's aide. She came home in the middle of the night, around 12 a.m. her time, found her 40-year-old son laid up on the bed or on the couch, wherever it was. He must have been naked, stinking. He hasn't taken a bath. He's an alcoholic. He was reeking of alcohol, ass, onions, musk, funk, and probably been playing with himself with some broad over the internet that, one of his moderators or something, But anyway, and his mom got upset when she got hit by the funk. She said the funk hit her nose, and she cast him out into outer darkness, told him he needed to get out. But right now, I think he's going through his therapy or whatever, his reconciliation with his mom. So I think he's back home right now. So that's the story of Lemon. Lemon is a person, just like the song was talking about, having a lot of money, paying for his friends to go these different places. And hey, I've been there before too. You know what I'm saying? My friends in the conscious community, hey, can I borrow $500? And I'm like, oh, $500? I don't know, man. All right. I look at my bank account, I got like 50,000 in the bank account. $500 ain't nothing to me. But once your friends feel like you hit rock bottom, nobody knows you when you down and out, So that's just what that is. And Lemon's going through the down and out stage of things right now. He got his platform bullied from him. And let's not get it twisted. Lemon is the natural heart and soul of the beef sector. Okay. The natural, not some old hag ass bitch or sissy, from 2018 that been burnt out. That had to force their way back in based off sector loyalty, sector history, and all that goofy shit. Okay. So, there's been a whole little thing going on. And I want y'all to just understand the natural progression of things, right? The natural. So, like People Game was over there. He was doing his show or whatever. And, since he wanted to be a troll, I decided to say, I'm going to start trolling him. So I trolled him a little bit today. I wanted to act like I was going to hit his link. You know what I mean? Didn't want to hit his link. I just want to see his reaction with me being in the back or whatever, right? And a lot of people got to understand this is entertainment, right? This is entertainment. And the crowd wants the now. They want it right now. They don't want all that old ass shit. It's entertaining for some of the old people that have been around and things like that. But they want the modern vibe of things. They want that 2026 vibe. They don't give a fuck about a 2018, 2019. They don't give a fuck about what a motherfucker did 3 years ago, 2 years ago. The most popping shit right now is the now. It's the stage of right now is the most popping thing that's going on right now, is what's happening right now. All right. So Lemon was representing the beef sector in the now phase of how it naturally progressed to. And they had, through this sector loyalty and whatever kind of bullshit went on, VS has reemerged, with this, oh, I'm VS and I can play on the phone better than anybody. I can get your docs, I can get your papers and all that goofy ass shit. I can call CPS on you, things like that. So, a lot of the people that are slow they're impressed by that to a certain degree, but right now, because Lemon and a few others, Lemon, King Roman, Ness, they're the like more like the 2.0 beef sector representatives. They're what represent the now of the beef sector. You know what I'm saying? And that is eliminated at this particular point. Neston got saved. King Roman wants to be over there, be a preacher, or he want to be a preacher or a politician or something like that. Lemon done lost his mind and he can't function. So right now there is nothing. There is nothing modern about the beef sector. It's old shit, well, old beefs, and some shit about black sector, beef sector shit that truthfully, you know, at the end of the day, it's like when I hear them over there talking about the black sector, right? And at my stage of my YouTube ship right now, me being involved in a lot of different sectors and different spaces, me hearing the word sector is like laughable. You know what I mean? And like telling somebody from a certain sector to mind their business because this is beef sector business or this is black sector business, when everybody's pretty much has integrated from all over the place. And I know that better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? As you see, I know a lot of different people from different spaces on the internet. And for me, I don't give a fuck about whether or not you have a sector, a beef sector, or you from the black sector. It doesn't fucking matter to me. And you can't make it fucking matter to me. All right? You can't make it fucking matter to me. I don't give a fuck if everybody in the goddamn beef sector come together to try to drag me based off of what the fuck I got to say on my platform, based off if I want to talk about the bullshit I want to call out about BS or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck about other niggas' opinions based off my activities. And I don't give a fuck because they don't give a fuck about me doing my activities or what the fuck I got to say. So why should I give a fuck if they don't give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those type of situations. So it's like, there is no content. There has been nothing going on in the last 72 hours at all in the beef black sector, if you want to call it that. There has been no storylines going on. Nothing. There has been nothing going on. There has been nothing going on since Lemon has stopped doing his live. Since Lemon got his mama cussed him out, there has been nothing. What has been the content? I mean, VS was over there talking about, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had to tell me because I wasn't watching the shit. I don't sit there and watch VS religiously. You know what I'm saying? But she's been calling my name the last two lives, I guess, with Rob over there. All of a sudden, I'm Binary's fucking representative and shit. I've been saying on my fucking channel that I only spoke to Binary like 2 times, maybe 2 or 3 times in my whole entire life. And probably less than 100 words. And I had nothing bad to say to him. You know what I'm saying? But this is how vested these people are. So if I'm over here minding my motherfucking business and I got a bitch over there talking about I'm gay, or the other day they were trying to make me out to be some kind of chomo. Now, so then it was like I'm a woman user, pimp, or whatever the fuck. I guess this week it was supposed to be the last 48 hours. It's supposed to be like questioning whether or not I'm gay or whatever the fuck. I mean, where do they come with this shit? You know, and if I come over here and I say something about with responding to a motherfucker, so niggas are saying like, oh, because that person is beef sector, they're gonna automatically align with the fuck shit and the demonic shit that they're on just because they fucking beef sector. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, okay, cool. I mean, if that's what a person wants to do, align themselves based off if they were part of a sector, they ganging up on sector shit or whatever the fuck. But I mean, it's so much deeper shit I can go because I'm really not vested into the sector war shit as much. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't have nothing to gain from being part of, like, you know, being on the gangbang shit with the sectors and shit like that. I like the fact that the black sector has come to life to a certain degree and is also becoming more autonomous, as it should be, as an alternative to the bullshit that the beef sector is on. Because what you saw in the last 48 hours was that retarded shit regardless of what this retarded ass, stupid ass chick got to say or do, there's going to be people, because they're scared of her and because they need her to stay relevant themselves, are going to be over there cheerleading her bullshit, because without her, in their mind, without her, they have zero relevance on the internet. Without the hashtag beef sector or black sector, they don't have no relevance on the fucking internet, period. They don't have shit going on. And what you saw with somebody like Shelly, who is original beef sector, you know what I'm saying? What you saw with Shelly is that Shelly showed that she has something going on the internet. All right. So people was over there talking about, go over there to your channel, get your 30,000 views, Octavius, whatever the fuck, right? And the thing is, it sounds that simple where I could just do that. It is simple for me, but not simple for them. All right. And it's more simple for a Shelly to get it. You know what I'm saying? To get those type of numbers from the mainstream YouTube. Like, I'm over here and there's people dropping down that don't even know who I am. And they're saying, who is this lemon person? You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube is pushing people to my channel for some reason. Whereas no one's new coming to these other people's channel. They've been here for 1 billion years. All right. So the thing about it is, the sectors cannot beat Google Gemini. People are losing pages at a rapid rate. Now, someone was over there saying that they didn't like the way that they went back and they listened to some of the videos I did on a certain content creator. And they wasn't impressed with my dragging. I've been stopped really dragging. I drag on panels. I don't drag on my channel like that. I may do like what they call reading, a touch of dragging or whatever. But as far as like, call out niggas on their bullshit, that's what I do. But as far as dragging on my channel, I really don't do that as much because YouTube is on that bullying harassment shit. You know what I'm saying? For one. Two, how the fuck I'm going to make money if I ain't got no goddamn channel? You know what I'm saying? And the niggas are not worth me doxing them. They're not worth me going to court for them. None of that shit. Been there, done that with every aspect of it all. You feel me? So, let me see what's going on, Annie. Say, free those lemons. All right, I just shared my live out. Just make sure people know I'm over here. But yeah, so I mean, let's just get into it with the whole shit. Like I said, I've been looking at what the beef sector had to offer. So you had the Ness thing. Ness came out and said that she believed in Jesus and God and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, on her journey with God. I do know that Ness has a respect for God and a love for God. I know that personally. I talked to Ness one-on-one on the back end. Like, I haven't talked to her in a long time, maybe at least 8 to 9 months since we had a phone conversation. But I talked to her a few times on the back end. I know what kind of person she is. And I truly believe that Ness has sincerity in her search for God. You know what I'm saying? Now, coming to the internet with these people in these spaces, I mean, the Bible said, do not cast your pearls before swine. And we do know that these niggas are fucking swine around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And what do? They sit over there and it says, "Don't cast your pearls before swine, lest they turn and rend you." Meaning they turn and then, hey, they're coming and they attack you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened to her today. You know what I'm saying? They started doing these live streams talking about her religion, uh, Nest, Nest fight, what it was, or something like that. But they was over there just talking about like basically like she on some fraud shit or whatever the fuck. So the beef sector didn't have any content. Let me prove that they didn't have content. Now, VS went over there and got Rob Rack the other day, right? I wouldn't even like. Trust me, I'm over VS and I'm bored with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll just hear about who she gonna fuck over on her next show. Right now, she got an eyesight on Daria at this point. You know what I'm saying? Daria is the next sacrifice. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be calling CPS on her and every agency possible on her. They're gonna try to get Rob fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Rob was up there talking some crazy shit about sleeping in the bed, and the little boy popped up on the other side when the little boy was in the bedroom sleeping on the other side of his mom and shit while he was doing his thing or whatever the fuck. So, but y'all just be on the lookout for the sacrifice of Rob Rack and the sacrifice of Daria on some goddamn kiddie pedophile shit, you know what I'm saying, and some goddamn CPS shit that's about to happen, because she needs to sacrifice. All right. So all of a sudden you saw that today, in the last few hours, she just shared out Daria on her community wall. She don't know Daria from a can of paint. Matter of fact, VS thought that Daria came from the black sector. She thought that Daria is a black sector. She comes from the black sector. Daria comes from the beef sector. Daria been in the beef sector with Sir King, or she's from Avatar Nation. So she don't even know that chick comes from Avatar Nation, Sir King, so on and so forth. So Daria is actually beef sector. All right. So she was assuming this is a black sector person or whatever the fuck. So what you're about to see is beef sector on beef sector crime. And what's going to happen is Daria's being set up as a sacrifice for everybody in the beef sector's entertainment. Her life will be destroyed. She's autistic. There will be zero mercy given for Daria. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to dig into shit. They're going to see if they can fuck over Rob Rat to get him on some pedo charges or whatever the fuck, because he was over there talking about some weird shit. What happened, if it is true, it is a crime, but most likely it's going to be a CPS investigation. Okay, that's about to ensue, because that's the shit. I saw that shit when Rob said that, and she paid Rob to come to her channel. When I was over there, I heard Rob Rack said he got paid by VS to come to her channel before I hit the link over there yesterday. I was like, wow. So this was after he said some crazy shit on Lady Snoop channel, right? He said some crazy shit on Lady Snoop channel, which I'm not watching these niggas like that. I'm not watching these niggas like that. But I did get that part where he was up there. I tuned in right there, and it was something about like, would I survive in jail amongst niggas in jail, and would I protect my manhood or some dumbass shit or whatever the fuck. Like, bitch, I'm a trained martial artist. What the fuck you talking about? I've been in male spaces, every male space I ever been in, nigga. I'm always dominant. What the fuck you talking about, bitch? You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, it's like with these studs and lesbians, if you notice, there be the main motherfuckers always trying to put a dick in a nigga ass. If you notice, like it'd be the studs or like the hardcore want to be lesbian, the women that want to be men or have penal envy like BS does. They always talking about like bending a nigga over, strap-ons, gay shit, you know what I'm saying? Niggas doing gay shit or niggas doing weird shit to one another and shit like that, having these gay fantasies when there is no evidence of a nigga ever being like that, you know what I'm saying? But it was some questions I heard or something about whether I was gay and could I survive in jail or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I ain't been talking about this bitch. I ain't been live in probably like in the last week or so. I think it's been like, I think I went live. The last time I went live was just to talk about Lemon getting kicked out by his mom or some shit the last time. You know what I'm saying? And that live was pretty short. I put it on membership. I wasn't even feeling good. As you can hear, I'm not on my best. You know, I'm not at my best right now still. But every live that this lady has did so far, my name has been mentioned, whether it was associated with binary or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, right at this point, I really don't see nothing interesting that VS has going on. So it really hasn't been anything for me to go live on, you know. And I think she was celebrating that Fabe basically said she'll stand with VS over Diva Tomboyish any day. Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, that would be 5A's choice. I don't even see why the black sector got upset about that. But at the end of the day, the question would have to be, I mean, the question would have to be, I mean, the thing is, that's her prerogative. That's 5A's prerogative, and think when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as us other sectors, now she said something about other sectors, black beef sector. No, listen, I don't give a fuck about no goddamn beef sector 5A if that bitch come from me. If that bitch come from anybody, that bitch is fucking with niggas outside of the beef sector. The bitch need to be in the fucking beef sector. Like I said when I was beefing with Ken, don't come talk about that goddamn beef sector bullshit and beef sector loyalty because I don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? You keep them goddamn crazy ass motherfuckers in your goddamn sector and y'all do that crazy ass shit to each other. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Y'all can do all that goddamn police calling, FBI calling, all that goofy ass shit to each other. Then that shit'll make motherfucking sense. But in the meantime, motherfuckers ain't reaching for no goddamn VS, going out their way to fuck with no goddamn VS for no motherfucking clout and for no goddamn beef sector motherfuckers at all. And at the end of the day, you know, like, I mean, people can forgive whoever they want to forgive, but this bitch played with 5A's fucking life. You know what I'm saying? From what I heard, like, shit, it was some shit by some weird shit. What the reason why she got the restraining order in the first place? So I would never put myself in the position to say, it ain't no disrespect to her, but it's like I wouldn't put myself in a position and be blinded by some fucking hashtag beef sector, black sector shit when the bitch done tried to play with my life and play with my motherfucking kid. All that bullshit go out the fucking window. You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, it really wasn't. It was talking loud, wasn't saying nothing as far as that live stream went. And I ain't got no problem with 5A, but it was like the live stream was bullshit. It really was. You know what I'm saying? It was bullshit because this bitch go outside of the goddamn beef sector to fuck with people. No, you're not. No, you motherfuckers are not gonna be a gang of motherfuckers to fuck with people. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with people that ain't bothering you, or one of the members of the beef sector bother somebody. Oh, you gonna ride with a motherfucker that's cyber stalking, harassing and shit? Then maybe it should be a RICO fucking charge on all you bitches, because that's organized crime at that fucking point. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got no dish. I'm saying it's just like the ass. I'm just using what 5A said as a way of just saying like that, like if that's how niggas doing it, is obviously some weirdo ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Because last I checked, I ain't been calling this whole name. I've been over here chilling. There's been zero activity on my fucking end. You know what I mean? When it came down to like what this bitch got going on. You know what I'm saying? Cause one day I'll be black sector, beef sector, whatever. Niggas will choose me and put me wherever the fuck they want to put me at certain given times. So as far as sector shit, I don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? But At the end of the day, all that goddamn goofy ass shit, we gonna link up and we gonna ride together and all that goofy ass shit, that sector loyalty shit is a fucking con game to keep irrelevant motherfuckers that ain't been going live since 2018, 2014 in the black sector. Some old motherfucker could come back who ain't been added to shit for the past 10 years and say, oh, I knew Money Wood Grain back in the day or whatever fuck, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he black sector, so we got all be over his chat. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, if you ain't active now and you ain't contributing to the what is happening right now and you can't get it based off you right now, the crowd should not give a fuck. Bitch, this is the age of the content creators and YouTube is making it like that. So all that old shit about, this sector, whatever, that's cool. You can hold on to that old shit if you want, but Google Gemini and YouTube is ensuring that they're destroying the fucking weirdo shit, the doxing, the bullying, harassing. Every fucking day, AI is getting stronger to delete you weirdo reprobate people off the goddamn internet because you don't fucking belong here, because you're only here to harass people or force people, thinking that if you take the competition out or if you dox a person, you harass a person, family, that somebody's finally gonna come to your weirdo ass fucking channel and listen to your goddamn psychotic ass, because most of you bitches are on some kind of goddamn medication, mental disorders, dealing with childhood sexual trauma, childhood abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse and shit like that, poverty, all that shit. And my thing is, like, listen, I was talking to Kiki. I said, listen, you have to look online for the certain people that are the main motherfuckers that harass you. You got to ask yourself, do you know, is there a replica of that person in your real life? No. 90% of the people I come in contact with on the internet, I don't fucking know in my real life. There's no replica of a fucking BS in my real life. I don't know a bitch like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a motherfucker like no Lady Dimples, no weird ass doxing tranny. You know what I'm saying? I don't know motherfuckers like that. I don't know a James, you know what I'm saying? I don't know a motherfucker James Cartwell. I don't know a motherfucker like that. I don't know these niggas. Hell, I don't even know a motherfucker Peeper. I don't know motherfucking Gucci. I don't know niggas I don't know goofy bitch ass niggas like that in my real motherfucking life. So when this is the reason why these niggas are so vested into this space on the internet, because outside of here, these bitches ain't getting no attention paid to them. You see me outside socializing. I'm outside making friends with St. Thomas. Forgot friends in St. Thomas and shit. We went out and hung out with the lifeguard. You see me hang out. Y'all see me do the live stream. The shit still up on my main fucking page. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I make friends every other fucking day in real life. You know what I'm saying? In real life, you'll find an Octavius. But on here, you're going to find some reprobate ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, which AKA fuck niggas. You're going to find a lot of fuck niggas here on this, in this internet space, weirdos. Like, even like J Dunn. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no shade to J Dunn, but I was listening to a little bit of J Dunn today when I was working. And I was like, damn. She said, yeah, I was looking up and I was looking up through Nest stuff and I found that her LLC about to expire the next month or so. And I'm like, well, damn, who the fuck look up a nigga if whether or not nigga LLC about to expire? And I was also looking at Ness it's her name and she has a civil rights case coming up pretty soon. And I'm like, nigga, you up there looking up this bitch case, looking up this motherfucking LLC and shit every fucking day. I'm like, who the fuck does this shit? Who the fuck does this shit? And this is what it is. This is entertainment for niggas. I said, what's on my stream? Let me take this down. Somebody said, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that who that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. That's what the comment said. Thank you so much, Diva, for sharing it live. Yeah. If y'all feeling rich out there, make sure you hit the Cash App. It's much, much, much appreciated. Thank you so much. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. We take down a slideshow, so some people get upset about that. Yeah. So yeah, like I just have not been impressed with what content has been out here lately. Like there has been in the last 72 hours, or even beyond that, in the beef and black sector, there has been no content. There has been zero content. There was nothing going on. VS had to take a stretch to go over there and pay Rod Rack to come to her channel, you know what I'm saying, and try to low key get him to, hoping that he get drunk and happy and say some fucked up shit about me, which did not happen. So, I mean, I wasn't impressed with that shit. And like I said, that wasn't really nothing to go live about. And like I said, even when like there was a more before she came back, the people saying the beef sector was dead. Now, I'll have to say that it was more lighthearted, goofy. It was a goofy atmosphere. You had like two goofy people, you know what I'm saying, that was kind of like leading it, like King Roman and Lemon, you know what I'm saying? They goofy, you know what I'm saying? They goofy and shit. And King Roman is kind of like, King Roman is totally out of the game. You know what I'm saying? King Roman don't want no parts of this bullshit. And I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not blame King Roman for like, get the fuck out the way of this weird ass shit. I think he saw this shit coming. And, you see K Fit over there doing the Trump thing. You know what I'm saying? She's doing the news and shit. And I think King Kyos is just like, just trolling and shit. That's the only person that's like left, But as far as the crew, you know what I'm saying? They're pretty much just minding their business and shit till this nightmare is over. But how long would it last? And with Lemon, the whole issue with Lemon is Lemon. Damn, I had it on the wrong mic. Yeah, Lemon is the heart and soul of the beef sector. And without him, the modern beef sector dies. And how they love to talk about how the black sector is dead. If Lemon can't get himself back together and Lemon don't find a sense of stability, the beef sector pretty much, as you see, is boring. There's forced narratives. It's nasty. It's vicious. It doesn't have a heart. It's not in a place of a happy-go-lucky place. It is a place where there is false narratives and lies are the truth. You know what I mean? There is forced collective effort. You know what I'm saying? Where, okay, like people don't want to come out and actually speak against Susie and her bullshit. You know what I mean? And you had one real OG come out, which is Shelly, you know what I'm saying, to speak up against Susie or to call out the bullshit of what has happened to Lemon and a lot of other bullshit that has been happening in the beef sector. You know what I'm saying? So you had Shelly, and truthfully, Shelly alone in that spot. And now that people are seeing that there's an open spot of resistance because of Shelly's presence, you know what I'm saying? Some people are trying to come out and play hero and capitalize off of that or whatever. But we see that this is Shelly's thing. This is Shelly's thing. And Shelly's showing that, yeah, there's people that aren't on that side and they ain't with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And you see that Shelley is also willing to work with those that are in the black sector, you know, in a harmonious state. You know what I mean? And different other sectors, like it has always been. You know, like it has always been. But what VS wants is a place where everybody shut out that is the competition, everybody shut out that is in disagreement. And with the small emergence of the black sector kind of like coming back to life just a little bit, is the resistance. Like my channel, you know what I'm saying, is the resistance, or like, you know, China's channel is the resistance, and a few other people's channel is the resist. Even Claude Diva's channel, you know what I'm saying, believe it or not, you know, with her ass, is the resistance, you know what I'm saying, of in her head, because she can't control this space. She can't control the black sector. She can't control other sectors, and that's why they have an issue with other sectors at this point, because it's all about control. It's all about money and control. Okay? And it's all about keeping these old irrelevant dinosaurs relevant. Because without the sector hashtag, like I said before, they don't fucking matter. Their channels don't generate shit outside of B sector content. And when they try to attempt to do anything outside of it, it is minuscule at best. Like, this is how you measure a content creator. Me, I got thousands of views doing educational videos. Thousands. Okay? Thousands of views, me giving my point of view on things. And not just in one stream, like 1,000, 1,200. No, thousands. Thousands of views of me just being outside doing something at an activity. Thousands of views of just me traveling somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's different in different genres of the internet. Me as a blogger, I have generated thousands of views in almost every genre possible. News, and news especially. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment, travel, you know what I mean? So on and so forth. But when you see these old relics out here, they don't have no motion outside of bullshit, outside of being a nigga. There ain't shit going on with them. And being in these spaces, sadly, and we just have to be honest, this is fuck nigga shit. This is what it is. That is the name of the game when it comes down to the black sector, beef sector, the Mo3 sector shit. It's fuck nigga shit. It's unproductive. It's not gonna change nobody's life. No one's gonna go back and rewatch your shit that you did on your channel 3 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just to prove a lie or prove the truth on something. You know what I'm saying? That'll just be it. But these videos rarely get any kind of replays and shit like that. So that's why I say that the sectors are collapsing. And like I said, it's just what's happening. And VS, all she has done is speed up the death of the beef sector. Because the lifeline was limited. The lifeline was limited. Yeah, and the thing is, it worked. Because limit represents the natural progression of what the beef sector has naturally evolved. All right? That's like a human from 200,000 years ago trying to come and live in this modern era. You know what I'm saying? They would die from pollution. They would die from diseases. They wouldn't have all the immunities, you know what I'm saying, that natural selection has determined, or Darwinism has determined through natural selection through time. Right? And it's just like trying to bring back these old people from way back in their old ass beefs and shit, and they're doing their 2018 antics and activities. You know what I'm saying? It's, as you can see, people are there watching, but they're only watching there to see who's going to be embarrassed. And what's crazy about it, see, that's something that I'm watching that is something that's going to happen soon that I can't tell you. It's going to blow everybody's mind.
It's gonna blow everybody's mind, and I can't tell that. I can't tell it. I can't, because I know people are listening, and I only want the people to make preparations for certain things. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I'm striking channels. I'm not personally gonna be involved or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? But what I can say is that, you know, something big is going to happen in the next month or so. All right. Because certain things are out of alignment with YouTube. I'll say that much. Certain things are going to happen. It's going to change things. All right. And it's not like I'm not working behind the scenes with nobody. I ain't working with nobody. I ain't part of no coalition. I ain't part of none of that shit. But I'm just telling you, because I'm telling you, I'm just seeing this shit. And y'all know I never be wrong when I tell y'all, like, a lot of shit's going to happen. But I will say that a lot of channels are going to disappear. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, wow. People are like, wow, wow, wow. When shit just start happening where it's going to happen. All right? And you'll see why, like, I can't be over here dragging like I used to, talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube is on some different shit. And, like, the thing is, I admire, and I'm not just blowing smoke up to Shelly's ass because, you know, Shelly is, you know, whatever, right? You know, I'm cool with her or whatever. But Shelly is showing everybody what they need to do with YouTube, and, you know, showing you the way of how you should go about YouTube, because its changes are coming. Big time changes are coming. And the shit that VS is on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just let her keep playing with the shit the way she playing with things. You know? But when it come down to Lemon, the way that Lemon ran his production is the way that Pizarro ran her production at one point. You know what I'm saying? Ness ran her production at one point. Teresa ran her production at one point. You know what I mean? And now there is this fight for, you know, exclusion. Where there was always a form of inclusion and working together and networking. And also, Lemon has it where Lemon, his whole thing was about the entertainment factor, the entertainment alone that, you know, he would use people to produce his entertainment. That's what he did. And grown folks, try to talk about how he was going to delete his channel, flag his channel, called his mama, all kinds of shit. And he would still let grown folks up on his channel, because the reason why he would let them up on the channel was because at some point he would bring in entertainment value. And it didn't matter what sector he was from. And see, the thing is, people want to claim that they have an OG status and things like that. But if you're on your ass, you're not participating for shit. And there's somebody from the black sector coming over, or the Mo3 sector coming over, that want to be involved in the production of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That somebody got like Lemon is going to use what's available to him. And you can't get mad because he used these people that was available to him. And then you can't actually act like the black sector tried to invade on the space of the beef sector when the the business model since Tracy has been to bring people from different sectors to bring in entertainment value based off of laughs, gaffs, and mess. And the truth is, who wants to sit there and keep hearing some shit about IHOP 2018, Shireen, um, um, Treasure Lane versus Sean Bradley in 2019? At this point, it's years later. Who gives a fuck? It is not to disparage people in the history of what people have in their sectors. And like it's just like people talk about Beasley versus ZX and shit or whatever the fuck, or Tommy came to, the channel one time or whatever the fuck, like when Vic talk or whatever. It's like at this point, who gives a fuck? Years later, who gives a fuck? And if you want to continue to do a circle jerk of this old shit and talk about how great people are that were there in 2018, 2019, or whenever the fuck things were formed. Same thing with the black sector. If you want to do the same circle jerk, even with people talking about, Candy got an issue with a heart or whatever the fuck, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, Candy and Lady La are not here. You feel what I'm saying? Lady La came and did an appearance on her community wall, said she making $10,000 a month over there on Big O. Lady La can't be bothered. You feel what I'm saying? So where's the natural progression of the black sector at this point? Where's the natural progression of that shit? Because at this point, who is the anchors now? Who is the motherfuckers that is the generals right now? Okay? Because at this point, it's just like saying Lady La Lady La was a great motherfucker in 1975. Not saying she great right now, but it's like you can't keep me stuck on a motherfucker that's like rich and happy and saying, "Hey, I can't be motherfucking bothered." You know what I'm saying? And you can't blame her for being off aloof, doing whatever the fuck she got to do. Same thing with Candy. They had their fucking time. Who is the motherfucker right now that's the general? Who is the motherfucker right now that's the queen right now? Who did they pass the baton on to? Or was it their fault that they didn't pass no batons on to nobody that's current? I mean, just the truth. Someone said there is no black kings. You looking at one? What the fuck you talking about? Say thanks for helping promote the Rainbow Pride movement. Okay, well, you can promote the Rainbow Pride movement all you want, sir. You know what I'm saying? Octavius ain't promoting no Rainbow Pride shit. They got somebody saying there were no black kings. Do you know that most of the Romans, when the Romans went up into Northern Europe, that was their first time seeing modern white people? They call them Albions. The name of England, the Anglo Saxons at the time, the name of the land was called Albion. All that shit that you see in history when it comes down to white people,
being in the Bible, and then Moses was looking like Charlton Heston and shit like that. White people have been in Northern Europe, especially white people from England and Irish, Scottish, and all. Motherfucker, look, if you look at that, y'all have been stuck up there for tens of thousands of motherfucking years. Okay? If they do DNA on your Y chromosome, it's gonna keep your ass right there in Northern Ireland for tens of thousands of motherfucking years. Meaning that you wasn't down there, and you wasn't down there moving no goddamn bricks, being no Hebrew Israelite, being no goddamn Egyptian, being no goddamn Roman, none of that shit. Okay? And when they dig up the ashes of Pompeii and Herculaneum, when they look at the stellars and the reliefs and shit, the Greeks had afros. They had nappy hair, and they were brown-skinned people. That's why Italians look the way they do. And they got mixed in with Northern Europeans during the time of the Moors, when they were in Italy. Remember the Moor of Venice, okay? The Moors started having sex with white women in Southern Europe. So for throughout modern history, most kings were black. All the kings in the Bible were black. There was no white people in the Bible, period. Not one. There were no white people. If you look at Roman historians and Greek historians, when they went up into Northern Europe, they was astonished by the white people they saw. They thought they were a race of albino people. And it's just facts. That's not being racist. It's just facts. And then the barbarians that invaded Rome, they came from Germania. It shows you that in Gladiator and shit. And you see what they're wearing, fucking wolves and dogs, dog wolf collar, bears and shit. You know what I'm saying? They killed the fucking bear and putting bear hide around their body and dog hide and shit like that. Wolf hide. The Romans went up there into Albion and was trying to teach y'all how to fucking wash y'all ass properly and shit. Just showed y'all how to build fucking roads. It's in fucking history. And the Romans were not fucking white people. They said it, they didn't know what the fuck to make of y'all. And he was talking about black people wasn't kings and shit. Like hell, shit. What you thought it was? Like Joe Brenner really was fucking Ramesses from Ten Commandments, motherfucker? That's what you thought? You thought Charlton Heston? You thought some Scottish white man was Moses in the Bible in southern Egypt? They already looked at the melanin content in the skins of the ancient pharaohs and the mummies they have in Egypt, and their melanin content is almost 10 times, they were 10 times darker than the average African that's walking today. You can look it up. You can ask ChatGPT about the melanin content of the skin. They already did the test. They just don't talk about it. And why the hair looks straight, because hair over time, even black hair loses curl and becomes straight.
Just look it up. Just ask ChatGPT. It'll actually tell you the truth. See. See, when you thought it was like your brain. But anyway, let's get back to it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a little history lesson to teach the the ignorant, you know what I'm saying, the ignorant European, you know what I mean, about themselves and things like that. But see, at the end of the day, see, you're not dealing with now. There was over there now. Latro Lux Diva was over there. I did see this part. She was saying, I think over in this chat that the Egyptians had white people in slavery. The Egyptians had white people in slavery. There's hard. It's in the conscious community. It's one of the hardest things to debate. Is the slavery issue, because they show slaves that were black, that were Nubians on the reliefs. They showed they were enslaving Nubians. Okay, there's evidence of Nubians being enslaved in ancient Egypt, according to historical facts. All right, but there is no evidence, and there is no reliefs or stellars in ancient Egypt showing no white man being enslaved by Africans, African Egyptians. Okay, that don't exist. And when I was over there listening to all that stuff, and like people didn't even know about history, they didn't know a simple thing about slavery. They didn't understand about the slave narratives and things like that when it came down to the Bible. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing because it was just like, dang, like people still stuck on this. People are still thinking that Jesus was a white man. And Jesus was not white. Listen, there was no white people in ancient Rome. Modern white people, there were zero modern white people in ancient Rome. You go to look at the Italians today, they don't even, the Sicilians and shit, they don't even fucking look like regular white fucking people. Let's go back thousands of years ago. They were olive colored people. They were brown. They had nappier hair. You go to Sicily today, you're gonna see Italians that have nappy hair, like kinky nappy hair. They look different than the ancient Israelites and things like that. And even when Paul got caught, they thought they mistaked him for an Egyptian, meaning that he was darker than the average Greek or Roman. It's in the New Testament. You go to the book of Revelations, it says his feet, it's talking about the Messiah. The only description of Jesus in the Bible said he had hair like wool, the feet of color of brass as if it was burnt in the oven. Burnt colored feet. In the book of Lamentations, it gives a description of the skin tone of the ancient Israelites. It said, our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. That's in the description. It said our skin, in the King James Version, our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. In the Song of Solomon, it says, I'm black but comely. Give another description of how they look. I'm black but comely. In the book of Jeremiah, it said we are black as unto the ground. So the thing is, with this white supremacist racism, even that's like, and also it gives me, and also when I heard this ignorance about like these white saviors and things like that with people. And what I'm not giving like, okay, you know, I done heard the stuff like, you know, what Shakim and all that Egyptology stuff or whatever. Like this, I could teach that shit and throw it away. I could rip that shit up too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no shot at nobody or nothing like that. But you know, I've been in the conscious community a long time. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's been people that's been tampering with everything. You know what I'm saying? Even including Egyptology. You know what I mean? But when you look at the historical facts, you look at what's there, you know what I'm saying? You understand that even in those stellars that are in ancient Egypt, those Nubians were dressed in Hebrew dress, in ancient Hebrew dress. So it's the debate whether they were Nubians or Israelites. But also I had to look at it. I'm like, dang, this is one of the reasons why some of these people come on here. They have it where they have an inferiority complex embedded in them because they think Jesus is white, and they think that the ancient Israelites, they think that there's a group of white people that's going to be that are, you know what I'm saying, that are favored by God, and for what? In the book of Revelation, say the first shall become last, and the last shall become first. In the end times, the Israelites, the people of God are going to be a byword. They're going to be the lowest of the low in the earth. They're going to have all kind of names put on him, all kind of bad things happening. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of curses will be upon these people. You know what I'm saying? And bad things will be happening to them. If that ain't us, I don't know who it is. They say they won't even know their name. They won't even know where they come from. They won't know their name. None of that. They won't have their language. We fit the bill for all of that. So that's why I say, you know, this is one of these people can come on and play God and say they love Jesus and God, but they look at me as a demon because they think that the black man and the black woman is a devil. Because in their head, Jesus is white with blonde hair and blue eyes. A white Jesus that never existed at all. Well, Jesus is black. Jesus looked like Octavius Prime. You know what I'm saying? Jesus looked like just like your brother that you hate. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I look like Jesus, but I'm just saying the thing is Jesus, who you think is Jesus? Jesus was the black man. They even showed that on his History Channel multiple times. They try to soften it up and make more of an olive tone, more of a mixed race look or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there was the evidence is there that these people were black people. The Arabs. See what happened with the Arab race. The Arab race is a bunch of Turks. Those are Turkish people that migrated with Islam into different spaces in Northern Africa and the Middle East. They're not the original people of the land. Just like you had the Crusades that were moving through the Middle East and everything like that, and there's a movie called The Kingdom of God. You can see that in that movie around that time. This is around 1000 AD, 1100 AD, around that time. But before that, after Muhammad, you know what I'm saying, came along with Islam, they started doing holy wars in different parts of Northern Africa. And there were black Jews in Northern Africa that chose to have their heads chopped off than to worship the God of Islam. There were Christians and Jews that refused to take on Islam. And one of the worst slave trades that ever happened that people don't even understand or know about was the Arab slave trade that lasted for 1,200 years in northern Africa, in the Middle East, where they started selling some of the black people that were in places like Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Egypt, and other parts of the Middle East, what you call the Middle East today. They started selling them to the Indians, to the Chinese, and other parts of the Far East. And people don't understand history, and that's one of the reasons why, like, they have a inferiority complex, because see, they can't see me and they can't see you as anybody valuable. That's why they can call you a nigger. That's why they can dox you. They believe in white Jesus. That's why they can sit there and call the cops on you so effortlessly, because they feel like you ain't got no value before God. They feel like they ain't got no value before God. And so these are some diabolical people. Some of these people that claim to be Christians, some of these people, I used to think that, okay, they are into witchcraft, they are dark, they are evil, they believe in Satan. No, a lot of them, they believe in white Jesus. They believe that they're of an inferior race, and that their God is white. That's what they believe. They believe that their God is white. I believe in Jesus. I do believe in Jesus. I believe in Yeshua. I believe in Ahaya Ashar Ahaya Bahashem Yeshaya. Ahaya means I am that I am. Well, Jesus, or God told Moses, said, my name is I am that I am. In Hebrew, that is Ahaya Ashar Ahaya. And then the name Savior in Hebrew is Yeshaya. Ahaya Ashar Ahaya Bahashem Yeshaya. Some people say Yeshua, Yahshua, Jesus. It all means Savior in Hebrew. But the thing is, you gotta understand that you're dealing with people that call themselves Christians, but they're worshiping the Antichrist. What's going on, y'all? Yeah, I said that, but see that when they German, yeah. So I was talking about Germania, Albion, and the different. We saw Gaul would be France. Germania would be like the Germany area, and then also England. What you got wrong, it was called Albion. That was the name. The original name for England was Albion, but that was later on. But I'm talking about around the time of Octavian or Octavius, the Roman emperors, the Romans, they were brown skinned people. They were brown skinned. They were like probably around my color, to be honest. They look like more like modern day African Americans with straighter hair, but they were not white, you know, at all. Matter of fact, when the Romans went into Northern Europe, what they started doing is they was a slave trade, because the Romans, this is how the Romans and Italians got lighter. The Romans were into exotic women, and they was into exotic people, let me put it that way. So what happened was they started a slave trade of beautiful women and children in general. And they start selling the children and women from Northern Europe to some of the rich aristocrats in Rome, and they start having children with them. And then later on, when the Moors came in, the same thing. The Moorish harems, where some of these Moors, they love white women, so they would, get these. They would be sold these white women from different parts of Northern Europe with blonde hair and blue eyes, and these were Arab black men that started having sex with a bunch of white women, and that is how the Arab race was created. The Arab race is a mixed race group of people of white, black, and Asian. So when you look at the Middle East, you're not gonna go back in time and see like a modern day Arab person. You're not gonna go back 2,000 years ago and find a modern Arab looking person. That's not going to happen. That's why a lot of people don't understand. They look at what they see today over there in like places like Israel and places like that, and they'll think that, oh, this is how things have always been. No, it's not how things have always been. Those people that are in Israel, all those people that are over there in Israel right now were not there. Their ancestors were not there 2,000 years ago. Not. But I didn't want to come in and be on that soapbox talking about that. But I do want to just say that about that's one of the reasons why history is important for African American people. It is for self esteem and also to actually have self value. Because what you do see in these spaces is that there are people that believe that they believe in Jesus and they're going to go to heaven, but they'll be good to their white neighbor. They'll be good to people that are outside of their race. You know what I mean? Because they still think that they have the curse of Canaan on them. They think that, you know what I'm saying? Black people, there's some black people that said that they think they're a Hamite and that they are the lowest of the low. That's what they told us in white Christianity, that black people were Canaanites. We were Canaanites, and the term with the curse of Canaan is Noah put a curse on Canaan, his grandson Canaan, for seeing him in his nakedness, meaning that Canaan caught his granddaddy drunk, most likely being with one of his women, most likely being with his grandma or something like that, having sex or whatever. But he was drunk, and he found out that Canaan watched him, and he said, "Cursed be Canaan, thou shalt be servant of servants." So that's when they talk about the slave narrative about justifying slavery, it is to say that black people are Hamites and that we are Canaanites, and that it is justified through the Bible that we are slaves. We are born to be slaves because we are Canaanites, and that white people should rule over us, to be servant of servants. We should serve everybody. We should be the lowest of the low people on the earth. But in fact, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, black people fit the narrative for those that will go into slavery for 400 years, check, and we be taken on boats and ships into a land that our forefathers have not known. And almost every problem that black people have in the chapter Deuteronomy chapter 28, you can read the whole scripture, a whole chapter, you'll see that almost every problem that we have. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play it real quick. I'll play it for y'all. We ain't got nothing else to do. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Israelites. Since it is Easter Sunday. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'll find someone said YouTube may have taken that video down. Let's see. Because I know like it used to be really popular. Israelite. Give me a second, y'all. Let me look see if I can find it. Oh, somebody tried to hit me with a request for a cash app. Like, wow. Y'all some haters, bro. I ain't getting nothing. Yeah, man, y'all ain't hit me on no cash apps or nothing, bro. Y'all don't show a nigga no love, bro. Y'all niggas. I've been here doing all this teaching there, teaching and preaching and things like that. Y'all can't even give me a cash app. That's sad, though. But I'm out here going out the way to teach y'all. Let me see. Hey, I know it's under my favorites or something. Well, they done changed like YouTube just like a certain way that you can't see like the favorites and all that. Like even on the computer, you can't like. I know I had it on my favorites or whatever, but all right, I'll just go ahead and play the scripture then. But I'll let y'all hear it. I'll let y'all hear it and everything like that. So.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
Now this is the curse for the children of Israel. Children of Israel, not hearken to the voice of the Lord. And I want y'all to listen carefully because it's going to pretty much give you an idea of all the curses that will befall the we fit pretty much everything that's going on down to the ships of how we actually come to America.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee, and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall sumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee, until thou be destroyed. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And thy
Meaning that you should be sold into slavery in all the kingdoms of the earth.
The carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Remember in the slave movies how they would sell the children away? Sell the children away, remember that? You think the slave masters didn't read that and know?
Thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee, and thy king which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all.
You saw that it said wood and stone. Wood and stone. What do the well, let's do the wood, the cross. All right. That's not saying the cross, Jesus down at worshiping the cross. It's not. But some people actually, like some Catholics, worship the cross like an idol, like a god or whatever. That's white Christianity. And then you also have the stone, which represents the stone that's in Mecca, Islam. That's a prophecy come true.
All nations whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenedst not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments, and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servedst not the Lord thy God with joyfulness, and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kine, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustedst, throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. So that the man that is tender among you, and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness, where enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet. And
That's that evil. That's that, contempt that the black woman has for the black man and her children. Same thing with the black man as well.
toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee, until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. And it shall come to pass, that as the Lord rejoiced over you, to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you, and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Wood
And
and
among
stone.
these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, Would God it were even! And at even thou shalt say, Would God it were morning! For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee unto Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Of thine heart wherewith.
All right, now listen to this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. It's the last verse, and it speaks on the prophecy of slavery. It's the last curse of the Israelites. This is for the Israelites only in the Bible, and it talks about we brought into Egypt again. Egypt represents advanced civilization, society. Also, it's a term also used in the Bible for that is like a word for bondage as well. Bondage, sold into bondage again. All right. So the bondage, that's the first slavery, or the first place where the Israelites, had to toil in slavery in the Bible. This is Moses writing this after they just left Egypt. Okay. Where they were in slavery in Egypt. All right, so Egypt represents slavery in the Israelite mind. So when you hear it, just remember it's like a form of them talking about a place of bondage. And it says, again, with ships, by way that I speak unto thee, thou shalt never see it no more again. Meaning this would be the last slavery. But I want y'all to listen for yourself. So I rewind it back a little bit.
Thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee unto Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Now, if you go back and look at your great-great-grandfather and great-great-great-grandmother, if they were slaves in places like Tennessee or somewhere in like Georgia, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, places like that, Louisiana. If you look at the county records, it'll say bondman. Okay. One of my great granddaddies was named Isaac, and it said bondman. Okay. He was a bondman, meaning that he was a slave. It's a registered slave. Okay. At the time, said bondman and bondwomen, those are names for this is just an old version of saying a slave person, a person that's in slavery. Okay. Check. Same thing with bond women, slave woman. All right. Person that don't own themselves. So you were sold unto your enemies for bond men and bond women. And no man should buy you. Meaning when we're in this state of slavery, we should not be redeemed. Even to this day, African Americans have their citizenship based off the 13th and 14th Amendment as corporate citizens. In the original Constitution, Article 12, the original Article 12 of the Constitution says no person of African descent shall ever be a citizen of the United States of America. It's in the United States Constitution that black people cannot be citizens. And that has never been repealed. So meaning that we have never been redeemed as far as our slave status in America. That's just the truth. Like Dred Scott case and all that kind of stuff. It's like a lot of cases and stuff that have slave precedents that have never been repealed. So I don't I don't know if I think they did do something to the Dred Scott case. But it's a lot of weird stuff. But it's basically we are in limbo as citizens in the United States of America being descendants of slaves, descendants of bond men and bond women, meaning that we have not been redeemed at this current point. But all that we went through that just so that I can just say is that what I did discover about what's going on in these sectors is that there are a lot of slave-minded African American people, that are out here that believe that they're believing in a righteous God or Jesus and things like that. And they are psychopathic. They have zero empathy for their own black brother, own black sister, because they believe that their deity is a white man. And they believe that they are an inferior race of person. They believe that if they just believe in this holy white man, that they will be saved and sanctified, and they'll be able to serve in heaven these good white folks. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So when I started listening to like the miseducation of these people, and see, the thing is, I went to seminary school at a university. I took history also at a university, history, seminary, studied world religions. I learned about different religions like Buddhism, Taoism, you know what I'm saying? Learn about the different religions of the world and on a university level. Not just being on the streets and being a conscious community person or whatever. No, I learned it in college, right? And also they learning history as well. And like it's just troubling to see that people are that ignorant about what they claim that they believe. Someone says, Revelations chapter 1, verse 14 through 15, John is basically describing Jesus as black is a play on words, but the proof and evidence is there. Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that. But the thing is, you got to understand, Hollywood has also saturated our mindset when it comes down to they have whitewashed a lot of characters in our history. Like the ancient Egyptians were right there in Nubia. You know what I'm saying? They were right there. There was cousins to the Nubian. If you go to certain places and you go to certain, like, okay, the people that were ruling right alongside them, and their other races arrived over time, and you got to understand the original Egyptians were overthrown by the Greeks, by Alexander the Great. What you call Alexander the Great, the Greek or the Great. You know what I'm saying? They had what's called the Ptolemaic era. So the last dynasty of Egypt, I think, lasts for like 300 years, and the last official queen, the last ruler of ancient Egypt was Cleopatra. I think it was Cleopatra. I'm not sure, but yeah, Cleopatra. Cleopatra, what she did, she killed off all her brothers and sisters, so she could be the only one to reign. And then I think she had a son, and I think the son was put to death too. You know what I'm saying? So, with Mark Antony. But the Mizraimites, that was the group, that was the original group that set up Egypt, and they were overthrown for 300 years before, like, that was like no rulership ever again in ancient Egypt. So that's why when they do show some of what they love to do now, they'll show some of the later Egyptians that were more lighter, you know what I'm saying? Like Cleopatra and things like that, but they were Greeks. They were Greek people. Now, someone was saying also that the Bible was written in Greek. Now, the Septuagint was the Torah that was translated from Hebrew to Greek. Okay, that's how that happened. So you had the original Septuagint, that was like one of the oldest forms of the Bible, or, you know what I'm saying, they a lot of people couldn't read Hebrew, so they had it where they translated it from Hebrew. They had scholars in the around about, I think that it was like 300 BC or something, like, or maybe 600. I don't know, but I have to look it up. But I know that they translated the original Torah from Hebrew to Greek. So you had that, where it was written in the, but it did help preserve a lot of the books of the original Torah. But anyway, I done got into some historical stuff with y'all. I'm all over the place. But anyway, let's just go ahead and just say this. Because, it is Easter. So I guess that, God just allowed me to do whatever I had to do for whatever reason. But I know the people perish for lack of knowledge. But it's just like things, like, my people are just in a pitiful state. Black people are just in a pitiful, pitiful state. And, don't even know, like, like, people still believing in some Southern slave master forms of Christian identity, where they're like a slave in their own religion. Now, I know a lot of people, they criticize Christianity, and I'm not here to criticize Christianity, because I'll be right there praying to Jesus right alongside to you. But I'm just telling you that my Jesus, works. My Jesus is real. You know what I'm saying? My Jesus is historical. And I don't just stay stuck on, what I was told, what the media has told me, and I'm just good with that. There's a lot of things that, like, the thing is, reading the Bible, I have read the Bible from start to finish, at least in my lifetime, at least 7 or 8 times in my life, from front to back. Now skipped the book of Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? If that can get repetitive, but as far as all the books in the Bible, yeah, I've read every book in the Bible, and reading the Bible and also having historical understanding that correlates along with it, a realistic historical understanding. It has given me a better perspective of what I believe in, versus like, just, like you can have faith as well too. Cause yeah, you gotta have faith to believe in a higher power in general. But even some scientists and people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and a lot of people that are atheists, they don't even know what's in the book to disbelieve in. And then there are negative narratives. There is some of this ignorance that is out there that is baseline information that you saw today in the B sector when it came down to like the debate over nests and things like that. It was just horrible and heartbreaking. And I guess I had to go off into that debate only because there is no content going on in the sectors. Like I was watching, like I said, I tried watching a little bit what was going on, and I heard my name called a few times, as always, whatever. But it's nothing motivating me to come out and say anything. And like I said, everything that has taken place in the last 3 or 4 days have just been a nothing burger at best. I have not been impressed with nobody going live, and I do mean nobody. It's just been dry out here. And VS, as far as I guess looking for a response from the black sector, I mean, what was there to respond to? And I guess they got curbed because Phi Babe says she'll ride with VS over anything or whatever, like any other person outside the sector. I mean, that's her choice. I mean, but my thing is, when a motherfucker come outside of their sector, it ain't got nothing to do with no goddamn beef sector, black sector, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need to co-sign from nobody to kick ass. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't really represent the sectors at all. Like I do like the fact that black sector is trying to find their way back, and I will support the black sector, rebuilding itself if it wants to do that. But I do think that the black sector has to change. And I like, Peeper Game was over there, and I watched just a little bit of what he had to say, and it was like, I guess he went on this tangent. Oh, Octavius wants to hit my link. You want to hit my link, and no, you don't want me to hit your link because you're scared. You just want to still be accepted by VS at some point. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that pressure. Okay. You don't want that you don't want that real pressure. And that's part of the problem. Is that you don't want, it's like it's no nuts, no glory. And the black sector has been in a space where it has been like a butler to the B sector, and it's just that. And then you could be in a place where you're getting disrespected, and then you're copying please instead of just like cussing a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Cussing a motherfucker out, or fighting for your space, or fighting for your own respect or dignity and things like that. And it's just been too much of that, and just too happy to be like how ZX was, sitting up under VS. Like, I would never be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I would never be in that situation. at all. And the black sector has kind of been in the place where it's been happy with that. And it like the thing is, it needs to be in a space where it has its own autonomy. As far as its own storylines, and the beef sector does go into the black sector and steal storylines. It do it all the time. They do it all the time. That's how the LGI, Claudiva, and myself on Lemons that one day. That's because Lemon went over there and got Claudiva and tried to translate those storylines, my issues with her and LGI and all that, over to the beef sector for entertainment. And then once they use that up, they're the channel holder, they're the ones getting the cash. That's once they use that up, they want to send you on your way and tell you that you ain't beef sector. You know what I'm saying? So it's no big deal. I mean, and right now I see more people going live, and I see more people in the black sector are sharing each other out. And part of my reason for sharing Claudiva out when she came back was because I do feel just by her presence it would create a alternative space outside of what has just been the regular smegula of the beef and black sector merger. You know what I'm saying? More black centered more black centered space, you know what I'm saying, would be created, which it has been. And you know, and the thing is, people just got to keep it in their mind that if these people are saying that they don't fuck with you, you know what I'm saying, then you have to maintain your own autonomy. And the thing is, you have to be biased about who you share out and who you support. And if you're a black sector, then you should be supporting those that support the black sector and only. And whether they're beef or black sector, you know. But if they're on that bias shit, boycott their motherfucking ass. Don't listen to them. Don't report on them. Fuck them for life. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them for life. Because they're damn sure telling you fuck you for life. You know? But see, this is the thing about that, like that black sector. We're gonna troll. That people are game, that goosey type shit. You know what I'm saying? And every time you have those type of guys representing the black sector, you lose respect. You lose respect because they're looking at like, oh, just some clown ass, goofy ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? That want to be counted, want to be relevant, or whatever the fuck. That's it. That's all. Zero threat. Zero threat. You know, zero backlash. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I don't run around with the hashtag black sector on me. Because the clowns that's associated with the shit. You know, but you have seen me like, yeah, I'm here supporting black sector content creators because I do have a lot of the black sector support as far as subscribers and moderators. You feel me? So that's what my love for the black sector comes in. But far as like these clowns, these trolls and shit like that, fuck them too. Fuck them niggas. But it is like, it is all collapsing. It is all falling down. And like with VS over there, you know, calling my name and shit like that, I'm bored. I'm not gonna sit there and just have a back and forth with no, like, I'm not gonna fight with no lieutenants, like no audio pope. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna like, oh, audio says something to me and whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck what audio has to say. Cause right now, like what they're doing is the shit's boring. Like they're doing is going and like digging and going to doxing websites and trying to find out where people live and shit like that. Like I know where Ken lives. I know where a lot of motherfuckers live. You know what I'm saying? I know where a lot of people live. I have the information on a lot of people. I don't share their shit. Ken know I ain't share this shit. That's why they're trying to shake down Sheena. You know what I'm saying? Because Sheena came to me asking me about oh, you know, I felt sorry for her what she was going through. And Sheena said she wanted to file court papers on Ken. Now that blue house, that house that they had put out there, that, whatever, that ain't Ken's house. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what Ken lives. It's only two people. It's only a few people. It's only like two people that know where Ken lives. That is on the internet. Kiki ain't no longer on the internet. It's me and Sheena. Ken information is not on the internet. Like his real information is not on the internet. But like the whole thing is, it's all about this doxing, harassing, getting the motherfucker job fucked with, all that goofy ass shit. And it's like I'm not impressed. Like I'm not impressed. That shit don't move me. And it don't fucking move me. It's like it's boring. Like I'm that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not that about any of the little stuff that's been going on and the arguments that's going on, because it's all about a doxing where it's like, yeah, what was funny is, yeah, I found that shit funny when Lemon Mama said that nigga stank. You know what I'm saying? Like I found it is. You know what I'm saying? I laughed about 3 or 4 days behind that shit. But when it came down to you know, all the threats of the doxing and phone calls and shit like that, like the little wars that Ken and Adia have been going through, like I have not been interested in that shit at all. Like I really don't give a fuck about if a nigga calls somebody's sister, mama, or fucking auntie and shit like that. I even told Ken that when he was trying to do that shit, when he thought he was trying to call my mom and shit like that, and he didn't even, that wasn't even my mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what poor lady he was calling or whatever, but I like that kind of shit. I just don't find amusing. I don't find that shit amusing, and it's just like, because it's like, like I know audio go live, and it's like, my thing is like, where's the punchline? Where's the funny shit? And right now, all I'm doing is commentating. I'm just like I'm being a super subscriber right now with certain things, and I'm just, where is the content? Where's the punchline? Okay, motherfucker called motherfucker sister, motherfucker called motherfucker all that little shit. But like, okay. And then one time I was listening to Audie. I skipped through his video because I don't watch the nigga like that. And the nigga was like, I guess we're talking about me. He was talking about Octavius never laid in the groundwork and everything. No, I doxed the fuck out of goddamn Ken. You know what I'm saying? No, I got his shit. I ain't sharing it with you niggas. Not at all. I ain't sharing shit with you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Not a damn thing. He ain't bothering me. Shit. Like, that's the whole thing about it. Like, yeah, When he was bothering me, nobody wanted to come and be the coalition and do a fuck thing about when that nigga was trying to call my fucking people or do a goddamn thing. So shit, I'm not finna volunteer a fuck thing to none of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? You niggas can get it out the mud and find his shit on your fucking own. I ain't helping for shit. Just like niggas ain't helped me. I ain't helped. No, I did a lot of shit on my own. I don't have to come to the internet and show that, yeah, I got this and that. I got a lot of people fucking information. I know where a lot of niggas stay. I got way more motherfucking information than you niggas ever would fucking expect. But I would not share it with no fucking body because I know you bitches are snitches. You motherfuckers try to have me on some fed shit. Y'all say I'm doxing people, all kinds of shit. Yeah, people slide me shit all the fucking time. I ain't finna share that shit because you bitches ain't worth me even getting investigated for doxing you. It's not like, now Ken ain't beef sector no more. And that shit is funny as fuck. Cause when BS came back, she didn't know who Ken Nola was. So I guess all the memberships of the beef sector just halted when this bitch went to jail for 3 years, or was it on probation for 3 years, kicked off the motherfucking internet. So all the memberships and everything everybody fucking did in this goddamn sector didn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? All the niggas been saying that Ken is beef sector through and through. Ken is definitely beef sector. Ken beef sector. Beef sector got to stick together. And Pazar was saying Ken beef sector. He beef sector. Now VS saying the nigga ain't beef sector. I mean, this is what happened when you deal with mentally ill motherfuckers. But I'm gonna also say this about like Attorney Mom when I was watching that little part. And she said some real ass shit. She said, this is why I don't really fuck with people that deal with hurt people, because hurt people hurt people. And that's some true ass shit. Cause it's like, she's like, man, cause you try to like help a nigga out that been through trauma. I've been there. I know what the fuck she talking about. Cause I was on some same shit with niggas. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna help the love. Like you be like, yeah, I'm gonna help. Oh damn, that's fucked up what they went through, bro. Damn, man. Oh man, I'm willing to help you, man. I'm willing to help. And I help the little nigga out, man. And then the motherfucker, like the same nigga that you helping that went through all this trauma and shit, now motherfucker want to boss up on your ass. And that's exactly what the fuck happened today with the Attorney Mom. VS bossed up on that motherfucker. And the lady, all she was trying to do was help. So I don't need nobody telling my story, telling it wrong and everything. I went 5. Okay, whatever. So the age make it different, I mean, it is what it is. And this is another thing. Now I'm gonna just say, a lot of these women are pedophiles out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta stop this narrative. I was just on Twitter and I saw this lady like literally grinding herself on her fucking son, kissing her son, all in the fucking mouth. It's viral on Twitter. Like, it's called something about bad moms or something like that. It went viral on Twitter. And she got in trouble, I think on TikTok and all that kind of stuff. It's a news story and shit. She got investigated, I think, and everything. And it was like a disturbing video. And the thing is, we gotta move out of this shit where like these women can't always just weaponize that at any given time to say, I think this is pedophilic, I think this is pedophile shit. And when a bitch is always obsessed with trying to say a nigga is a goddamn pedophile, and as a weapon. And just because a woman will say the shit, it's like, oh, I guess everybody supposed to just correlate with zero evidence, zero nothing. Ain't no child, point no motherfucking finger at no man. You know what I'm saying? But some weird ass stud bitch or some weird ass lesbian that hate men just want to say that every man is a goddamn Chester molester at any given point with no fucking evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you bitches stay like some of y'all hoes is just staying too fucking focused on goddamn pedophilia and motherfucking niggas being with kids. Some of you hoes are thinking about that shit, and some of y'all motherfuckers are not gotten over y'all goddamn childhood sexual trauma and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or you going around being a weird ass cousin that want to spend the night at everybody's motherfucking house and shit, going over to turn out your little girl cousins and shit like that, or your boy cousins and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, some weird motherfuckers in their family and shit like that. My parents ain't allowed that spending the night shit. You know? So I ain't had all that, you know, but you know, kids talking shit, you know what I mean? You hear some shit in school and you know, all that little stuff like that, you know. But like I just think there's just too much obsession with these women trying to always talk about like some weird shit with men and men, and then when there's no man around a fucking kid, especially on fucking line. Like some of y'all hoes are obsessed with that shit. I'm like, a lot of y'all bitches are weird. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all hoes are fucking weird. Like niggas gotta just start calling these hoes out. Like, bitch, hold up. You know what I'm saying? It's like even with VS, it's like, bro, like you just said, okay, you said that you gonna put Sean Bradley motherfucking lemon a few weeks ago. Now you with that nigga best friend. Talking about you was concerned about him being around his niece and shit. And like I said, I don't trust men that drink around young kids. I don't. Me myself, I do not trust men that drink around young kids. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're there alone to watch them. I don't trust the shit. I don't. You know what I'm saying? But that don't make niggas automatically weirdos, you know, without any clear evidence. You know, but like, okay, motherfucker just put a jacket on, try to put a jacket on a nigga like Sean, you know what I'm saying, James, and now Lemon and shit like that. And then like, oh, I think the niggas just talk about this and talk about that. Like, nah, motherfucker, every day is some goddamn rape shit coming out your goddamn mouth. Every day is some shit about questioning whether or not a nigga with a kid and shit when you the victim of fucking childhood sexual trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you talking this shit over with your therapist, ho? You feel me? Because niggas is not out here thinking about babies. When that nigga audio went all through my shit on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Bitch was over there talking about, well, do they think Octavius gay? Bitch, y'all snuck under my Twitter. I ain't think nobody was looking. And all you see was Octavius looking at bad bitches. Okay? Bad bitches and some thongs and panties, big booties, all kinds of shit, nigga. Straight real nigga shit. Period. Nigga, look at that fine ass women. What the fuck, nigga? Wasn't no motherfucking boys, wasn't no motherfucking Michael Jackson looking ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Niggas had to try to stretch a lie out, try to run a narrative and shit. Talking about, I think the girls look young when they're grown ass women. Shit, no nigga, they grown ass motherfucking women, bitch. Shit, you already know what Octavius like. That shouldn't be motherfucking question. But my thing is, shit, what motherfucker got a whole audience of lesbians and shit and single as fuck. And always talking about some kid activity every 5 fucking seconds and shit. You know what I'm saying? And childhood sexual trauma that they always talking about. I'm questioning. Now, nigga, we need to question what the fuck going on with you. Cause bitch, I ain't the one taking the mental pills, bitch. I ain't the one signing some shit from a psychiatrist, and I ain't the one certified crazy. I ain't the one anesthetized and shit with them goddamn psychotropic drugs and shit. Right? I ain't never had where I ain't never been arrested to the point of violence doing violence with another person or force another person. Ain't nobody has said I done bullied them or blackmailed them for shit. That means I got impulse control. But to the contrary of that other person, that motherfucker ain't got no goddamn impulse control. Shit, you around here, queen of the goddamn lesbians in the goddamn black LGBT space, and you single as fuck. But all you can do is always talk about fantasizing about some grown ass man laying up with some kid or thinking about a nigga being with a goddamn kid and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga need to start questioning you hoes and shit. Checking you hoes temperature. You know what I'm saying? See what the fuck going on with you bitches and shit. Cause there's some nasty ass aunties out there done touched on some little girls and got them all kind of gave them some urges and shit they ain't had before they met your ratchet ass. You know what I'm saying? Cause I knew some girls that done told me that hey they got turned out by their auntie and their older big cousin and they were female predators. So we ain't just gonna act like it's just some goddamn male predators around this motherfucker. No, bitch, it's some fucking female predators. Not just because you're a female don't mean that you get to sign and put jackets on black men. Fuck that shit. There's a lot of you hoes out here showing signs that you bitches like kids your goddamn self. What's going on? What's going on, Texas Minor? Yeah, some of these women out here, bro. I mean, now women love like these. Some of these women really think they could just go around putting jackets on black men, like, or just men in general. Like, oh, I just say that you like kids. Like, bitch, no, bitch, you too comfortable putting jackets on niggas saying a nigga like kids or a man like kids. When a man, you ain't seen a man around a fucking kid. As much as you see me on the internet, you have ain't nobody seen me around a toddler or a fucking child or anybody under the age of 18. You know what I'm saying? Hell, when I met Giselle was, I think I met Giselle, Kiki's daughter, right after her, on her birthday. Matter of fact, yeah, when I think I saw her, you know, it was her birthday. Yeah. She was 18 around the time I saw her. I never been in her presence when she was 17. Never. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never seen me around no goddamn minor under the age of motherfucking 18. You know, so even my girlfriend's daughter. Never. And I ain't saying just me, but I understand it's that comfortability with a lot of these women. And some of these women are deviants. Like, you're in the black LGBT space, you're a lesbian, and some of these women have licked on other women that were on their cycle. Who the fuck does that shit? I'm a straight man. I ain't gonna finna put my mouth where no blood is. Okay, bitch, I don't need it that bad. I don't listen when it comes to blood, doo doo, urine, shit like that. If it's involved in some kind of activity with a woman, or you know what I'm saying, period. That's all I deal with women. It ain't going down. Shit. You know, if a woman get in the bed, you ain't shit. You can't even stink around me. Shit. I can't even get it up. But if I smell a foul smell coming from women, I don't want shit to do with it. I damn sure ain't finna do some shit with no goddamn piss, shit, or blood in the vicinity of any kind of sexual activity Octavius finna get into. But a bitch around here done put their mouth on blood, always talking about what nigga is a goddamn Edo. You know, who he might like kids. I think he like children. That's some shit, all this bullshit. Wow, you need. I don't. That's impulse control. Most those pedophile people, those people that like kids, they lack impulse control, meaning that they can't control themselves. They get an urge about them, and that demon in them, it wants what it wants. They can't control themselves. They have zero control of their urges and shit. Same thing with murderers, serial killers, murderers. They have lack of impulse control. Can't control themselves. Can't hold back. They got to be violent. They got to get what they want. And just to go around saying random people on the internet, you got a feeling that a motherfucker a weirdo, or they like kids, or they're gay, or whatever the fuck, and you got zero evidence to point in that fucking direction, bitch, that's lack of impulse control. Troll yourself, bitch. But yeah, you know, like the beef sector, they made it much to do about nothing. The black sector did too. You know, like there was no storylines going on, and like VS was over there talking about, oh, you know, they, oh my god, they the beef sector, the black sector took a L today. The Uno reverse and shit like that. And me and Five, whatever. Listen, nobody give a fuck about you and Five Babe fighting. You get what I'm saying? And no goddamn outside the goddamn beef sector. You know what I'm saying? Cause bitch, I saw your ass lose in court with my own eyes. And I saw it wasn't no sector shit. It was internet, bitch. I saw your ass lose in court twice, ho. Okay? To Miss Kiki Prime, baby. There wasn't no internet. It wasn't no internet dial-up. Wasn't no DSL. Wasn't no cable internet. Wasn't no fiber internet. None of that shit. You lost in court, motherfucker. Period. Got humiliated in fucking court. You never got over it. Saw ass break down in tears in court. So, you know, it is what it is. Because my thing is, what is VS doing to the black sector that's so fucked up? That, like, who's being affected by VS presence in the black sector? Who? What L did they take? Shit, actually, ZX is actually doing better with his channel. Five Diva the same. Diva Tomboy is the same. Like, who's losing? Who's losing in the black sector? I mean, the only loser that's in the black sector is fucking Peeper Gang, because he was over there kissing VS ass the other day, talking about, oh, well, Octavius, motherfucker calling my name every fucking live she was going live, like she doing now. And the nigga was over there talking about Octavius is really just trying to be in VS and trying to clout chase VS or some dumbass shit. Like, I mean, and this nigga is just so mad about some place in his troll ass mind, he felt that he had a chance with Kiki and shit. That's what's wrong with that nigga. That's why he hate or whatever, some shit. And I had to tell, it was like, Peeper, Kiki don't know you. Kiki didn't even know what the black sector was when she came. When I first started, and we was in the street sector, I said, yeah, they're from the black sector. She thought that Diva Tomboy was from the B sector when she came back. She knew who Diva was, but she thought she was from the beef sector or somebody from the beef sector or whatever. I said, oh no, it's the black sector. She was like, oh. She didn't know who the fuck you was at all. I'm talking about, well, there's certain people that come to your channel and you know your channel is about to fall off or whatever. Or if you know, all that goofy ass shit. This is what Goosey told me. I'm like, okay, wow. Oh, so this is another thing. So, you know, Daria is supposed to be under the protection of the almighty Gucci. So when VS start tearing into Daria because she already been finna, do Daria in. Will Gucci come out to defend his bestie? You know what I'm saying? No, he's not. He's just gonna be like the average yag ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Have a homegirl. He gonna be on some ODS shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna sit there and watch Daria fucking just get destroyed by VS, and then he gonna say, Daria deserved shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like VS, let me help you. You know what I mean? He'd be right there trying to kick Daria in the teeth. You know what I'm saying? That's what them kind of guys like them ODS shit. ODS, like I would hate ODS, but I just like last time I saw ODS over there, I was like, damn, that nigga was like, yeah, that's like he turned on Lemon that day that VS was like, yeah, VS was like, yeah, her target was Lemon and some shit like that, and it went 24 hours later, and then ODS came and said, Lemon, let me go ahead and tell your motherfucking ass something, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this shit right, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He just threw Lemon on the bus that day. I mean, that day. It wasn't even like, it was like, he doesn't even wait a few hours. No, he threw Lemon on the bus right then and there. Like, I don't have no association with that bitch ass nigga Lemon and shit. And when I saw him over there on binary and shit, I just called it out. I said, yeah, then he got on the panel, and that's when I roasted his ass. But I'm like, well, shit, ODS ain't finna take no pressure for none of you hoes, bro. None. Okay? He ain't finna take no pressure for none of you hoes. You know what I'm saying? That's the same shit he did to Kiki, because when VS came out and did that little video replay over that goofy ass video replay or whatever the fuck it was, he come out talking about, Kiki, you was over there on TikTok under Miss Mary Mac or some shit like the Miss Mary Mac trolling me or something like that, and then you told me who it was you, and it just made up on some fucking lie all about the blue about Kiki crossing him and being trolling him on TikTok, and nobody know his big dusty motherfucking machine gun Kelly ball spot having ass, big head ass, big belly ass, you know what I'm saying, dirty Santa Claus beard having ass. Nobody know who the fuck this nigga got there TikTok. Kiki ain't over there looking at this goofy ass nigga's TikTok. And he was over there, he just went ham, like, in a rage and shit. Like, he was really like some victim of Kiki's trolling on fucking TikTok of him. And I'm like, nigga, made a whole stank about it and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then Kiki cussed his ass out and dragged that motherfucker for filth. You know what I'm saying? And he was over there like he was, he didn't really expect Kiki to come with that pressure like that on his ass. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, who else? He did somebody else like that recently too, that VS was like fucking with. And he threw that motherfucker away too. Like, I'm like, boy, that goddamn ODS. That nigga. But I'm just saying, that's like that. That's like how Goose is gonna do Daria and shit. He's gonna be like, "Fuck that bitch." Like, I never liked that bitch anyway. Yeah, it's something weird. I tell her VS not to fuck with Rob Rack. Yeah, I tell her y'all, tell her not to fuck with that motherfucker. Daria, you stupid bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was like, boy. I'm gonna just be real. I have not seen it with one of these gay dudes be like really going gun ho for their besties. They don't do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like QB, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But it's it. Rest of the motherfuckers, boy. Yeah, QB will go hard for 5A. But shit, the rest of y'all motherfuckers, shit, them gay niggas leaving y'all ass out there dry. Rot. Okay? Y'all ass gonna rot. Shit, bitch, you thought you had a friend, motherfucker. But let me go ahead and take my ass to sleep, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all coming through. You know what I'm saying? Chilling with your boy. But yeah, it ain't really been much to come out here and do commentary on. I just came out and did it for the culture. But when it comes down to the collapse of the sectors are collapsing. So I would just suggest everybody that's a content creator, you know, like it is right now. Listen, they are fighting to keep people believing in the sectors because that's all they got. Okay, that's all they got. Like, would the sectors in essence be here to a certain degree 2 years from now? Yeah, but it is fading because a lot of people are starting to understand. Like, okay, you come to a space on the internet. I'm gonna just tell you why I like the blacks. With the thing about the black sector with me, right now, I've been in the black sector for years. You know what I'm saying? Going back to like my official entry into the black sector, like not just watching. I was watching Money Wood Grain and all of them, and participating in the chats and all that, and comments and things. Kev Gill, Money Wood Grain. I used to call in the Kev Gills all the time. You know, and a lot of different black sector content creators back then. Uncle Black, you know, all of them. And so my entry officially was with Uncle Black, right? When I did my first video. But the thing is, when I started getting active as a content creator, I got trolled by the black sector. And then I had made some friends within the black sector at the same time, you know. And my break really didn't come as much from the black sector like that. But I got my first 1,000 subs with the black sector content. And conscious and black sector content. But I can't say that like okay, that was around that same time I was like dealing with Tracy. You know what I'm saying? So dealing with Tracy and MU. And so it put me like I was born, my channel was like born in the merge of the beef and black sector. So I always been in a limbo state. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first started doing content within the black sector, it was like during the merge era. So, you know, and I was bleeding more over into the beef sector with Tracy. So it made me more of an independent more than anything. You know what I'm saying? So the black sector is like, for me, it's like, yeah, I've been in it, you know what I'm saying, but I had more experiences as far as being a content creator, you know what I'm saying. After that 1 year, it was more in other spaces because I had a large stint in the Mo3 sector too. You know what I'm saying? I was in the Mo3 sector very heavy early on. So when Coolin came around, me and Coolin became besties. I was in the Mo3 sector like 6 months in being into the black sector doing as content creator. That's around the same time I met Coolin, and then I was in the Mo3 sector for like a year and a half after that. You know what I'm saying? Mo3 sector and beef sector. But that's the time I was just doing a panel thing and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more like an independent floater, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I got love for the black sector and the beef sector because of my own experience. Because my channel was born in the merge of all the Mo3, black, and beef sector. So I'm not really like my allegiance is I'm comfortable with wherever things go. You know what I'm saying? So like it don't matter if, for me, it don't matter if the this sector don't exist, or that don't exist, because my origin story was more of getting it on my own, truth be told. And that is one thing that a lot of people that are original from the when they start doing that content, they're used to sector support. I'm not. I'm not used to sector support. And for me, how YouTube is moving, it's no problem. But for a lot of people that are like been around for a long time, how YouTube is moving and morphing and things like that, and where the money is moving and how the money is going, they're scared. And they got to keep this sector thing alive. But what they're doing is they're sabotaging their sector by trying to segregate at this point. And I don't think that the black sector is not going to lose over time if the things go the way that they're going, because the black sector doesn't have a problem working with other sectors, as you already see. You know, they will survive because they are like water. They're just fit any cup. You know what I'm saying? But if the B sector continues to where it's going, it's going to become rigid. And also, as you see, as more and more VS does those panel shows and things like that, there are going to be less people hitting the link. There'll be people watching, but there'll be less people engaging, hitting the link. Just like with Lemon's channel. Like, people just stay hitting his link. The last few lives that he did before he took his break, people wasn't hitting the link. Because the beef sector is becoming an isolationist sector. And that will be the demise of it. And the thing is, like, now that it's very well pronounced that the black sector is not welcome or is not respected, you know what I'm saying, no matter what their arguments are, they would not be heard. You know, according to what what they call the OGs, that they don't give a fuck whether you right or wrong. They're gonna ride with their sector people. So then people are gonna really figure like, okay, what's the point even talking to these motherfuckers? And the same thing with the crowd as well. I mean, if there's no stories popping, then there's no stories popping. If the original members of the space or the sector, and then everybody's in question when it comes down to be a member of the beef sector. As you see, Ken ain't beef sector no more. So if you're not an established member of the beef sector, then you should not be hitting links. You should not be engaging. You should not be talking to these people. You should not be giving your money. You should not be giving your support. You should not be getting a like button. You shouldn't be doing a fuck thing, because the B sector is an isolationist sector. And whatever arguments that you make will not be heard by this isolationist sector. Okay? If you wasn't there from 2018 in the beef sector, you do not have a right to speak. And if you do speak, no matter how well your arguments were put, it will not be received. So this is the message that has been conveyed. And they think that that's good marketing for their sector. And the thing about it, sectors collide all the time. Sectors collide all the time. and there's beef in between sectors all the time. And then some people like the people that they beef with, or interact with outside or inside of the sector or whatever. You know what I mean? When it comes down to like, okay, somebody from the Latrice Allen sectors, have an issue with somebody from the mommy sector or something like that. And, they have a back and forth, whatever. Subscribers like both of them, or they hate one, they love the other, one leave, one, all that kind of stuff. That just happened, but this is just natural selection. This is what happens in nature. So if the beef sector wants to take on an artificial reality, or take on what's unnatural, like I said, lemon is the natural progression of the beef sector. VS is a dinosaur, okay, that doesn't belong here anymore, but she's here. And like I said, a lot of them would not be popular. They won't have a home. They won't have anything going on if it wasn't for sector shit. If you took away the sector thing and they just had to do it as an independent content creator, they would get no views. That's why a lot of niggas be hating on me, because, okay, I do uploads, I can do other things, I do educational stuff, and it still get views. But for them, they're totally dependent on the matrix. Okay? And the biggest person they have that's thriving in the beef sector right now is Lemon. That people naturally like. And then they have anesthetized him and crippled him, and he cannot perform his show in the natural way that he wants to perform it, and that is why the sector will collapse. Lemon has to get permission to just do whatever he wants to do now. It's no accountability there. And when the shit falls down, when he go live again, Lemon was drinking like crazy because he was aggravated because he got a bitch fucking with him. Point blank fucking period. He got a bitch thinking that she owned the fucking internet and owned him. Literally got this nigga in chattel slavery in a certain sense. Like a good slave. Unable to articulate his frustrations. Emasculated. Yeah, Lemon's emasculated. He can't be, whether he's gay or not, you know what I'm saying? Gay, straight, bi, whatever the fuck. He is emasculated. All that frustration with his mom and shit. He ain't bathing, the nigga's depressed. This the one thing he had to make him fucking happy. And he had a raggedy ass, weird ass, fucking psychopath ass bitch putting jackets on him, saying that he want to touch his fucking niece. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with his goddamn court case and shit. All this goofy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Got teams of niggas calling and fucking with his mom. And all this goofy shit. Then time I'm gonna try to pass him around like a jailhouse hoe. Oh, J Dunn want that booty next. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pass you on to J Dunn. And then when she get done with you, so-and-so waiting down the line. All that shit. The nigga was fucking depressed. The nigga was lashing out at his mom because he felt like that's the only motherfucker that left it. He had to love him that he could actually flex his manhood on. I ain't making excuses for the nigga. But see, all them niggas was over there talking all that shit in the beef sector and shit, and all these mammy motherfucking bitches. You know, they love this goddamn nigga. No, the truth is the nigga been fucking emasculated. You know what I'm saying? And he been emasculated. The only thing that gave him happiness was getting online, talking some shit, running his show, feeling like get off my property, thinking, you know, his channel, his property and shit. He ain't had a problem like losing, you know, he had a problem like losing his channels and shit like that. It's just like the biggest problem came when a bitch up there trying to tell you what the fuck to do with your shit. You know what I'm saying? Bitch up there all in your shit, fucking with your, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, Lemon ain't man enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, the sad part about it though, like all that shit that everybody was saying, and all these women in the beef sector, that, you know what I'm saying, that went live based off Lemon and saying Susie's such a bad motherfucker and shit like that. What they didn't tell him, like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You know, you need to boss the fuck up. Shit. Lemon is not a sympathetic figure because he didn't fight for his own manhood. You know what I'm saying? He ain't fight. That nigga literally got blackmailed openly on fucking live TV. He got blackmailed into the position that he's into. And the nigga's depressed. He don't want it right now. Like, all that shit that happened with his mom. He may not really want to go live like that because he got to listen to this bitch VS tell him what to do with his channel and who to redirect this shit to. Oh, I think that's enough. Like, man, shit. Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. And see, this is where, like, motherfuckers gonna see niggas seeing what happened to Lemon. And nigga, I'm like, man, I ain't finna set no shop, no motherfucker beef set so I got some silly ass bitch from 2018 and she beat a bitch ass and from IHOP. They come up there and try to tell me what to do with my motherfucking channel. And then I gotta support these old 50-year-old motherfucking fuck niggas, you know what I'm saying, that done died off naturally with the crowd, tired of their motherfucking ass and tired of their goddamn storylines shit, you know what I'm saying? And they want to play overlord and god over the narratives and the crowd and who's popping, who's not popping and shit. That's why I survive, and I survive in every fucking space I go. The reason why is, listen, I respect what's been there put down before I came. But bitch, I'm a man at the end of the day, motherfucker. Shit, I'm not gonna be there on paying homage to some shit, and I gotta take back seats to motherfuckers that ain't got no goddamn talent. They done burnt the fuck out, has been ass bitches and fuck niggas. That's why I never played that black sector's loyalty shit like that too deep even in the beginning. Cause I was like, hold up. Motherfucker, when I see your shit ain't popping. Hold up, I just came from the entertainment sector getting 1,000 views on my first fucking videos and shit. And I gotta listen to a bitch talking about they been in the black sector for fucking umpteen years and shit. And they only got 300 views on their fucking channel. And they've been live for 3 fucking hours. And the bitch want me to be subjected to their shit when I first came out the gate, I'm popping. Nigga, fuck that shit. Nigga, that ain't making no goddamn sense, ho. You feel what I'm saying? And I can't see what the fuck that you can do for me in a goddamn sector when I'm already outperforming you naturally on my motherfucking own. That's when I used to say the black sector con gang. I used to say that shit when I first started doing I'm like, nah, nigga. Hell, motherfucking nah. Bitch, I'm not gonna be up under worshiping no goddamn, well, we don't know you and you have to do all. No, nigga, I ain't gotta do a fuck thing, bitch. I'm popping better than you, bitch. I'm getting more motherfucking numbers than you, bitch. You old motherfucker, I get more motherfucking numbers than you. Bitch, I'm traveling more than you. Bitch, I show my face more motherfucking more than you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? This is how I was when I first came out the gate. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. And I'm older than you niggas. I'm looking at niggas. I'm like, okay, you got 600 views or 100 views on your shit. You've been in the sector for like 20 years, and you triple OG and shit. When I'm over here with goddamn 2,000 views in 1 hour, and I just started my channel, and I'm supposed to listen to you for what? Nah, nigga, you trying to live through me. And that's what the fuck going on with Limit. These old relic motherfuckers from the B sector and shit that's trying to live through Limit. You know what I'm saying? So the next nigga that's like Limit, beware of that shit. Set up your shit, be independent. And don't let no punk ass hoes or no bitch ass niggas come along talking about how they can help you with your channel. Cause that's how the fuck I got caught up in this shit my damn self. Oh, what's going on with you? Hey, you know, you see you doing your channel now. You know what I'm saying? I just shared you out. Yeah. Come by, Octavius. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I'm getting trolled, getting fucked with. You know what I'm saying? All